We went 3-2 yesterday on Patreon on our premium selections. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that website. Link for that site is in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, we got ourselves a nice little slate of college basketball action here today, so let's go ahead and get into it, beginning with Maryland taking on Temple. Now, that's going to be an 11 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that matchup. The Terrapins are the 9.5-point favorite, totals at 138. Now, we did see a half a point fade of Maryland in the early wagering. We also saw a 2-point move upward on the total. Maryland open -10, down to -9.5. Total open 136, up to 138. And at the moment, Temple is plus 450 on the money line. Now, the Owls have failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4. Meanwhile, on the Maryland side, they're led by Jalen Smith, who's averaging 14 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. Anthony Cowan is averaging 13 points a game, 5 assists. And Aaron Wiggins is averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds as well. Now, total-wise, we're looking at a Temple squad on the other side who's 4-0 to the under thus far on the year. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Maryland -9 and the under 138 in that matchup. Next game, Michigan taking on North Carolina. That's going to be a 1:30 Eastern tip-off in that matchup there. UNC's -3, totals at 146.5. We actually saw a 1-point fade of UNC in the early wagering. We also saw movement upward on the total as well. The Tar Heels open as the 4-point favorite, down to -3. Total open 146, up to 146.5. UNC's 5-0 straight up on the year. Cole Anthony's averaging 21 points a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Garrison Brooks is also averaging 14 points a game, 8 rebounds as well. And Armando Bacot, 11 points a game, 10 rebounds for him. He's averaging double-digit rebounds thus far in the year. UNC 5-0 to the under thus far on the season. I'm going to lean Tar Heels -3 and the under 146.5 in that matchup. Next game, this should be a good one. I'm talking about Gonzaga taking on Oregon, 4 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Gonzaga's -4.5, total 139. Pretty good two-way action with regard to the spread. Not a whole lot of movement there. We did just see a half a point move upward on the total as well. So this game getting a lot of action. Not a whole lot of line movement in this one. Should see some sharp action come in closer to the tip-off to see that line movement there. But once again, Gonzaga open and remains -4.5. Total open 138.5, up to 139. Now, the Ducks of Oregon are 6-0 straight up on the year, 5-1 against the spread in those 6 games. Pritchard is averaging 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Mathis, 14 points a game, 3 rebounds as well. Meanwhile, Gonzaga on the other side, they failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3. And you got to question the level of competition they faced in the early going. They've faced the likes of Southern Miss, Cal State Bakersfield, and North Dakota. So not so sure they faced anybody of the caliber of Oregon yet. But, just consider that if you're looking to make a play on this game. Now, total-wise, Oregon 4-1 to the over in their last 5. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and lean Ducks +5. And the over 139 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Thursday's college basketball action, and if you didn't know already, it is Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day to you. Now, before we go ahead and move on, I just want to take a quick timeout and remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We went 3-2 in our premium selections yesterday on that website. Nearly went 4-1. Just got burned on that Lakers game. But anyway, another winning day for us on Patreon. 3-2 on that site. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that site as well. Now, a lot of people ask me what's the difference between what you do here on YouTube and the difference between YouTube and your Patreon page. And I'll tell you the difference at the end of this program. But if you want to check out my current record on Patreon right now, you can do that for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. And my record will be right on the homepage. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some more lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got NC State taking on Memphis. and that's going to be a 4 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. NC State's -2 in this matchup here. Totals at 153. We saw a lot of movement in the early wagering. Flip of the lines in this one, as a matter of fact. NC State open +1, now -2. Total open 154, down to 153. 53% are leaning Memphis, 51% shaded toward the under. Right now, Memphis is plus $1.15 on the money line. Memphis has also failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4. Now, on the other side for NC State, CJ Bryce is averaging 18 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. Daniels is averaging 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And DJ Funderburk, he's averaging 12 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. This NC State squad, they've successfully covered the number in 2 out of their last 3. They've also gone over the total in 2 out of their last 3 as well. Meanwhile, Memphis on the other side, they are 75% to the over in their last 4. So I'm going to lean toward the chalk in this one. Give me NC State -2 and the over 153 in that matchup. Next game, Iowa taking on Texas Tech. 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that matchup. Texas Tech is the 6.5-point favorite, total at 144 and a hook. We did see a 1-point move toward Texas Tech and movement downward on the total. The Raiders open 5.5 up to -6.5. Total open 146 down to 144 and a hook. 54% are leaning Hawkeyes, 53% shaded toward the under. Right now, Iowa's plus 240 on the money line. Iowa's also 4-1 straight up on the year, 2-1 against the spread in their last 3. They're led by Luka Garza, who's averaging 22 points a game, 10 rebounds. Weiskamp's averaging 11 points a game, 6 rebounds as well. And Frederick is averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists. Iowa's 4-1 to the under in their last 5. I'm going to lean toward the underdog in this matchup here. I'm going to take Iowa +7 after buying the hook, and the under 144.5 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Southern Miss taking on Seton Hall, and that's going to be a 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Seton Hall is the 18.5-point favorite. Totals at 142. We saw a 0.5-point move towards Seton Hall and movement upward on the total. Seton Hall opened -18 up to 18.5. Total open 141 up to 142. Seton Hall has successfully covered the number in 3 out of their last 4. They're also 4-0 straight up when favored. Miles Powell's averaging 24 points a game, 4 rebounds. Jared Rhoden, 8 points a game, 5 rebounds for him as well. Seton Hall ranks in the top 40 in offensive scoring. Now, total-wise, we're looking at a Seton Hall team who's 3-1 to the over in their last 4. I'm going to lean towards Seton Hall -18.5 in the over 142 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 3-2 in our premium selections on that website yesterday. I like Seton Hall -18.5 over 142. Iowa +7 under 144.5. NC State -2 over 153. Oregon +5 over 139. North Carolina -3 under 146.5. And last but certainly not least, I like Maryland -9 under 138 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and get into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 65% for the entire college football season. Shout out to Creamy Caramel, or Caramel, or Caramel, however you want to say. I don't really know how you want. I always said caramel, but I guess it's caramel. Caramel? Anyway, Creamy Caramel, shout out to you. Shout out to Todd Zickel, who continues to heckle me, telling me that buying the hook is bad, and I'm giving bad advice. Todd, if you lose 3 games in one day by 0.5 point, you'll start buying the hook, buddy. The math, I don't care about the math. I'd rather lose 10% juice than 100% juice. But anyway, Todd, thanks for the comment, and I know that you've been watching for a long time, and I appreciate you taking the time to comment and berate me. Shout out to Joe Me the Money, the most humble beast, who he's the most humble beast. He's lost so much money. Almost every single pick yesterday was wrong in the NBA. So he says, must have been watching the wrong video. But I'm sorry that you lost money, humble beast. If you don't like losing money, this may not be the hobby for you. But anyway, shout out to the most humble beast. Shout out to Ronnie Christie, Rick Messina, Maverick Monroe, Ed Palekis, Lucas Hill, Eric Card, Azteca TV, Garrett Desnomi, Bo Dunn, Demetrius Milonis, Justin Caballero, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Donald Trucks. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where, like I said earlier, we went 3-2 in our premium selections yesterday on that website. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that site as well. Now, a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between what you do here on YouTube and your Patreon page? And there's a big difference. What I tell them is this. What we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. And we definitely do that in professional sports, whether it's the NHL, NBA, NFL. We will handicap every single game on the board and make a pick on a side and a total. We will not take a free pass. We formulate an opinion on every game. Now, if you were to bet your hard-earned money that way, betting every single game, side and total, you will 100% guaranteed lose in the long run. And as a matter of fact, you'll probably end up losing in the short run. The books are too smart. They're too sharp. The math is always against you. So what we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and dial it in on, we focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a lot better than it is on YouTube. And you can check out that record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.